Hello, my name is Tim Childs, and this is Stewart Pepper Middle School's MTSS SEL Behavior System. We have a Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 system, and inside Tier 1, inside those tiers, we also have something called PBIS, which is Positive Behavior Intervention Supports. In Tier 1, that's where we go over the expectations of our school, and some of the school-wide expectations are respect, responsibility, pride, positivity, and services. So in each one of those, there's different sublines. You also have positive behavior interventions, again PBIS, and supports. This is where we implement the school-wide PBIS framework to the students just to reinforce the positive behaviors. We also give away what's called a green wave ticket. That's our mascot. We're the green waves, so we just call it a green wave ticket. And those tickets are the positive behavior. If we see somebody caught reading, we'll give them a ticket. If we see them helping somebody pick up their books, we give them a ticket. If they clean up a mess and it's not their mess, we give them a ticket. That just helps them with the positive behavior and hopefully their behavior in school. We also have a proactive classroom management within our Tier 1 system. This will equip the teacher with the classroom management tools and strategies to create a positive learning environment. Then you go to Tier 2, and in Tier 2 we have targeted supports, which is early intervention. In Tier 2, the objective is to provide additional supports to students who require more targeted interventions and to address the specific behavior or concerns that's happening. In Tier 2, the typical supports students who require more interventions beyond what is provided in Tier 1. In Tier 2, the criteria to consider a student for Tier 2 is if they have 3 office referrals, which is equated to 9 strikes, or 3 major incidents or combination of the two. You have documented contact from home, documented contacts home into Infinite Campus, and the student/teacher team meeting and action steps completed. Then you have a review of grades, attendance, other circumstances, and behavior history in Tier 2. In Tier 2, you have a committee that meets and they talk about the student's behavior data review, the responses of the universal interventions that student is in. You have risk factors for the student. You also have a FBA, a functional behavior assessment, and then the teacher gives a little bit of input. You have a parent-guardian input, and you have a team decision. And then there's also consent and communication sent out to the parents and the team members. In Tier 2, you also have check-ins, check-outs, and in check-ins, check-out, it identifies the students who may benefit with additional supports through the check-in, check-out system. What that is you'll have a teacher, a mentor go in, check on how the student's doing in a certain classroom. If he's behaving, then that mentor won't even say anything. They'll just walk off. If the student's getting in trouble, the mentor may pull the student out and just simply talk to the kid, say, hey, what's going on? This is, again, your expectations, and hopefully that'll fix it. You have a small group intervention. Could be counselor checks in with you. Small group, the counselor will probably take, again, what it said, small groups, maybe 2 to 3 students that are in Tier 2, and they'll just basically go over the expectations, how you should act in school, how your behavior should be, what you can and cannot do. And that's Tier 2. In Tier 3, it's a little more intensive of supports than Tier 1 and Tier 2. In Tier 3, they will still go over the Tier 1, Tier 2 interventions, but on top of that, you will also have Tier 3 interventions. And in Tier 3, it provides intensive support to students with persistent or severe behavioral challenges who did not make adequate growth with Tier 2 interventions. In Tier 3, the criteria to consider are the data showing lack of progress with the Tier 2 intervention, has at least 3 additional referrals on top of the 3 referrals that they already had, and documentation of strategies that were or were not successful. In Tier 3, again, you have MTSS teams that data reviews meetings that are completed. They review the grades and attendance again. Then you have your MTSS committee, where you have behavior coaches that will reach out to assistant principals to schedule a review of the above criteria and discuss the progress the students have made during Tier 1 interventions. Again, you'll have your behavior data review. In that, you'll have frequency and severity of the behavior and the progress monitoring. Again, you'll also have check-ins and check-outs during Tier 3. You'll have small group interventions in Tier 3 again, and you'll also have a behavior contract that you, the student, and the parent will sign. You'll have a formal functional behavior assessment as well, and then again, communication is always key. So you have that family communication, guardian communication. I think it's well communicated with the staff. Again, you always have opinions. Everybody has an opinion, so sometimes the staff doesn't like it, but you're not always going to like everything in a job. So you just have to do what you're supposed to do and expect that the expectations that you want will happen. In my classroom, I have MSD classroom, and the only thing I really think that will happen in my class, I just got to continue to drill those expectations into my students, and I'll also work on the social skill part of it. And I will also regularly check in with each one of my students. And with my students, I think it will be a benefit if I just keep on a routine. Again, expectations, drill in their social skills, get them communicating with different peers, and just stay on the routine, because if I get off a routine, then they'll know it and they'll try to push that line, and that will create chaos. So routine. Thank you.